Hey, Stuckling. So, another discussion here for Spanish 3. This is Spanish 3, Unit 1, Personal Relationships. Español 3, Unidad 1, Relaciones Personales. So, we're going to go through a few of the vocabulary terms and we're going to practice expressing our opinions. And it's okay to agree with each other and it's also okay to disagree with each other. If you need to stop speaking Spanish and you need to change into English, it should only be for continuing or clarifying the conversation, not to go into a social chat about what party you're having this week or anything like that. But civil discussions, you're allowed to disagree with each other. Just disagree with kindness and with respect. I think this is what I hear you are saying. Blah, blah, blah. Do I understand you correctly? I disagree with you. I believe. We are not going to agree on this. We're also not going to name call or attack someone else. So you're allowed to disagree. You're just not allowed to hurt somebody else's feelings on purpose. And if you do, you just say, oh, lo siento, I'm sorry. Or, ay, perdón. Oh, pardon me. I'm going to give you a few basic sentence starters in Spanish, and you're going to adjust these sentences to fit who you are and what you believe. We're just practicing the basic forms of some of this vocabulary in Spanish. So you want to make sure you know your vocabulary. You can click right here for a copy of your notes. You can study them using the Quizlet study set right there. We're going to make sure we know those. Whoops. So I'm going to ask you some questions and you're going to take the time to figure out your answers. So for example, do you like to hug people in your family? Yes, I like to hug people. It depends. No, I don't like to hug people because it depends. Sometimes you have that aunt or that uncle that's really a hugger and you're like, oh no. And sometimes your personal space, you just don't like it. It also depends on who you're hugging. Oh, I love my grandma's hugs. So you got the idea of how we're going to go with this. So right now we're just going to practice repeating things out loud and then you're going to take the time to write down your answers. Ready? Mira, escucha, repite. ¿Te gusta abrazar a personas en tu familia? Sí, me gusta abrazar a personas. Depende. No, no me gusta abrazar a personas. ¿Te gusta besar a personas en tu familia? Sí, me gusta besar a personas. Depende. No, no me gusta besar a personas. So if you're one of the students who said, hey, I need writing practice, this is the perfect time to practice writing down the questions and then choosing what kind of answer that you want to say. For example, if I asked you, ¿te gusta abrazar a personas en tu familia? You might say, oh, sí, me gusta abrazar a mis primos. Or, no, no me gusta abrazar. Or, depende, no me gusta abrazar a mi tía Juanita. Got the idea? So pause this recording, take a moment, and write your own personal answers. Vamos, go. Okay, you back? Ready? I'm going to ask you and you answer out loud. ¿Te gusta abrazar a personas en tu familia? Okay, pregunta a mí. Pregúntame. Ask me. Sí, me gusta abrazar a mi familia. Número 2. Responde. ¿Te gusta besar a personas en tu familia? Okay, pregúntame. Ask me. Pregúntame. Depende. Me gusta besar a mi esposo y me gusta besar a mis hijos. All right, so now we're going to talk about in whom you trust or in whom you confide. And it can be physical or it can be mental. Repite, por favor. ¿En quién tienes confianza? No tengo confianza en nadie. Tengo confianza en... ¿Confías más en tus amigos o en tu familia? You're pausing and repeating, right? No confío en nadie. Confío solo en mí mismo. Confío en mí. All right, so now it's time for you to pause and practice writing the question and practice writing your sample answer. Ready? Pause and come back. Vamos. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to ask you and you're going to answer. Número 3. ¿En quién tienes confianza? Ok, pregúntame. Repite. ¿En quién tienes confianza? Yo tengo confianza en mi esposo. Ok. Número 4. ¿Confías más en tus amigos o en tu familia? Responde. Ok. Pregúntame, ¿confías más en tus amigos o en tu familia? Pregúntame. Ask me. Confío en mi esposo, confío en mis hijos y confío en mi amiga Kimberly. Ok. Número 5. Let's talk about respect. And número 6, let's talk about how you feel when someone lies to you. Ready? Número 5. Repite, por favor. ¿A quién respetas más? Respeto a. ¿Cómo te sientes cuando alguien te miente? Estoy enojado. Estoy enojada. Estoy enojade. Estoy triste. Estoy confundido. Estoy confundida. Estoy confundide. Depende en la situación. Paro de ser su amigo. Paro de ser su amiga. Paro de ser su amigue. All right, so we're going to switch this up, and this time you're going to ask me the questions. So, número 5, pregúntame, ask me. ¿A quién respetas más? Respeto a mi esposo. ¿Y tú? ¿A quién respetas más? Responde. ¿A quién respetas más? Ok. Número 6. Pregúntame, ask me, pregúntame. ¿Cómo te sientes cuando alguien te miente? Estoy enojada, estoy triste y estoy confundida. Muchas veces paro de ser su amiga. Ok, yo pregunto a ti. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo te sientes cuando alguien te miente? Responde. Now remember, you're pausing, you're practicing handwriting, that upside down question mark, the sentence structure, everything else. You're figuring out what answer actually fits for you. If one of these doesn't fit, you're making your own adjustments. Número 7. Repite, por favor. ¿Es más importante discutir o tener razón en silencio? ¿Es más importante discutir? No me gusta discutir. Necesito tener razón. Nunca se debe quedarse en silencio. Número 8. Repite, por favor. ¿Es más fácil pedir perdón o echar la culpa? Es más fácil pedir perdón. Es más fácil echar la culpa. No me gusta pedir perdón ni echar la culpa. So this is where you pause and you practice writing the question and you choose the answer that's best for you. Especially number 7, there may be a different answer totally that you need to write. I was just writing some sample answers. And we're not going to get into huge political debates in class. I'm just trying to get you to think. Is it more important to argue or to be right or to be right in silence? What's important to you? And does it depend on the situation? So, and number 8, is it easier to ask forgiveness or cast blame? Número 9 and número 10. So I'm asking you if you've ever been in love once. You might have no comment. You might say, well, I thought I was in love in such and such a grade. Or you might say, oh, I'm in love with so-and-so. And for number 10, I'm going to ask you, what hurts more, physical pain or mental emotional pain? And does it depend? So you're going to take the time to practice writing the question and writing out your own answer. Whoops. And then we're going to practice speaking back and forth. So at this time, pause, do your writing, and then come back. Okay. Repite, por favor. ¿Estabas enamorado una vez? ¿Estabas enamorada una vez? ¿Estabas enamorada una vez? Oops, I did vez instead of vez. Repite, por favor. No comento. Repite, por favor. Pensaba que estaba enamorada en el grado. So put in 7th grade, 6th grade, wherever you want. Me enamoré de. Estoy enamorado de. Estoy enamorada de. Estoy enamorada de. Okay, I'm going to ask you, ¿estabas enamorado una vez? Okay, pregúntame a mí. Pregúntame, ¿estabas enamorada una vez? Oh, sí. Yo pensaba que estaba enamorada en el 7º grado. Me enamoré de Michael. Yo estoy enamorada de Ken, mi esposo. Ok, número 10. Repite, por favor. ¿Qué duele más? ¿El dolor físico o el dolor mental, emocional? Well, for me, depende. El dolor físico me duele más cuando es cirugía, algo grande. El dolor mental me duele más cuando es una mentira o pierdo la confianza. Okay. I hope that gave you some help. I hope you're practicing writing. I hope you're practicing speaking. I hope you're pausing and repeating the questions. I hope you're asking the video the questions and waiting for my response. And I also hope that you're letting me ask you questions and that you're replying back with a spoken answer. Buena suerte.